Hey, what's going on, people? Your boy, man, Mike here, man. Just want the Atlanta Falcons' first game of the year against the Jets. All right, the Jets, Atlanta Falcons. Not exactly what a lot of us had in mind. We would like to play a lot better than what they did, but nonetheless, man, I'm just happy to have football back. And for the most part, man, I will say this: even though, offensively things didn't go as well as I expect it to go. But like I said before, this is not about Julio Jones. It's not about the first team offense or where everyone is at the moment. But I can't. I am disappointed more so with how sloppy these guys were. I fully expect this to happen. I fully expected these guys to play sloppy. I expected this is to go exactly the way it did, to be honest. And I will say this about the offense: the first player that I have to say that stood out to me is without a doubt. All right, this is a guy that I had on my draft board. Won the quarterback, Kurt Benkert. All right, Benkert. This guy looked like he maybe, again, this is the preseason game one, and not a whole lot of, defenses. There's a lot of exotic plays and whatnot, play designs, and no one is really game planning. All right, so I'm not really down. They didn't score. Love to see some points on the board, but I'm not discouraged at all. Like I said, Kurt Benkert is the guy that stepped that up for me from the very beginning. I thought that he played much better than Matt Schaub. All right. Then again, like I said before, this is just the preseason. All right, this is the preseason. These guys are just trying to get in rhythm, establish themselves as it's really as NFL players. All right, they're not trying. A lot of these guys, a lot of these rookies, a lot of these second, third year players, they're trying to they're trying to establish themselves as players. And Kurt Benkert is a guy that he came in from the very beginning. He made a couple of excellent throws. Okay, Benkert performed much better for me than Matt Schaub. Now that's surprising for me. I expect a guy like Matt Schaub to come out blazing. I thought he is Matt Schaub. He's going to dink and dunk. He's not going to throw a lot of balls down the field. And with the athleticism that the Falcons have at the tight end and running back position, you definitely have some athletes on the wide receiver core. But what stood out to me is how well and how decisive Kurt Benkert was. Okay, this guy out of Virginia, a guy that I had on my draft board that the Falcons could look at it possibly, the 7th round, and they pretty much got him, as an undrafted free agent. But like I said before, man, I am totally not surprised by the effort that these guys, put in tonight. Or, quote unquote, lack thereof. Like I said, the Falcons said tonight that these guys have 30 rookies. So I am not surprised that these guys struggled the way they did. These are the guys that I saw that I thought they made immediate impact, and they stood out to me the entire game. And I have to go with Kurt Benkert is the first one that I saw that stood out to me. And another guy that I had on my draft board, Malik Williams. Okay, we're talking about Ito Smith. Ito Smith was drafted. He was drafted. But Malik Williams, if this guy can stay healthy, man, this guy can ball. He was doing it all tonight. Malik Williams was awesome for me. And he's a lot bigger. He was a lot bigger than Ito Smith. So if the Falcons are going to lead, if they're going to lose Tevin Coleman, and if Malik Williams can be, a guy to step in and fill in for him, man, I like it. I like what I saw from Malik Williams. Will Smith didn't get a lot of touches, a lot of playing time this year, but Malik Williams, when he got his time to play, he definitely shined. As far as DeMonte Casey, oh my God, like I said before, this is the reason why I did not want the Atlanta Falcons to overpay for Rico Allen. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Rico Allen deserves that contract. He deserves every bit. But when you have a guy like DeMonte Casey, he was a motherfucking monster, okay? He was every bit of a monster. He looked like he was in his, he was making plays in the backfield before linebackers even got to the ball. He was all over the place. He had 6, 7, 8 tackles. Okay, this is DeMonte Casey, and if he can do that at that third corner for the Atlanta Falcons and possibly take over Brian Poole's position, man, oh my gosh! Like I said, this Falcons defense is so freaking deep. They're young and they're deep, but tonight I have to go with DeMonte Casey. This guy was he was a freak, all right? This guy was balling. He was balling. No doubt about it. It was one bright spot, 2 bright spots for me during this game, this preseason game. And what stood out to me is that DeMonte Casey can definitely be a starting. This is what I saw. I mean, a lot of people, you can say that this guy, he may or may not be ready to start, but I really believe that DeMonte Casey can be the Falcons' free safety, in time. Right now, if Rico Allen continues to play the way he did, it's going to be difficult for him to lose his position. But like I said, when they announced the contract of Rico Allen, and I only saw 19 million, I said, okay, yeah. They definitely do not want to lock him up a long term when you have guys like a Brian Poole who can play safety and DeMonte Casey. This guy wants a starting position. All right, he wants to play. If he can get on the field and be that third corner, DeMonte Casey wants to play. He was all over the field. It was like a man possessed. This dude was balling tonight. Defensively, definitely 3 other guys that stood out to me. You had Richard Lewis, number 49, when he got in to do his thing, his read and reaction, and a lot of times in preseason, you don't look for a lot of scoring, you don't look for a lot of sacks, you don't look for a lot of discipline. You just look for players who stand out, who stood out from the rest. And these guys stood out for the rest. For me, like I said, 49, Richard Lewis, outside linebacker, he stood out. He made a lot of plays, tackles behind the backfield, which is exactly what Dan Quinn wants. He wants linebackers to make plays in the backfield. Another guy, Jonathan, 46. My gosh, yeah, this guy was balling as well. And the defensive tackle, John Cunningham, he made a couple of nice plays himself. But I have to go back to DeMonte Casey. DeMonte Casey, that guy was just, oh my gosh. I can't say, I'm really excited about what DeMonte Casey can bring to this defense, especially that he can play either position, safety position, and he has the athletic ability to be a corner. He has the athletic ability to be a corner. So, Brian Poole, if you don't watch yourself, DeMonte Casey may take your spot. Rico Allen, if you don't watch yourself, DeMonte Casey may take your spot. There's no doubt about it. So, The guy that I saw, man, offense, not a lot of, nothing really exciting coming from the offense, man. Like I said, other than Ben Kirk, I think Marvin Hall, he made a couple of plays, nice plays here and there. You have Malik Williams, a guy that I think definitely, if he continued to play play that he played tonight, I think he can definitely challenge for that third running back position for behind Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman. You have the fullback position. Now, this is something that's interesting to me. Is Ricky Ortiz, the guy that made a couple of plays. Like I said, I'm a football guru. I'm always looking at every position. At offensive line, 77. Gono, guy was absolute trash tonight. The offensive line, they couldn't get anything going. I don't know. I'm thinking to myself that just didn't have any rhythm. They didn't have any rhythm with Matt Schaub, and I don't know if this is something that more had to do with more of the talent. Offensive line didn't play well. They didn't get in a rhythm. But when Ben Kirk came in, the same offensive line, pretty much the same players, they shine under Ben Kirk. So I don't know if it really is, maybe Ben Kirk is really that good or Matt Schaub is really that bad. I don't know. We still have a couple of preseason games to play, left to play, and if Matt Schaub doesn't get going and Ben Kirk continues to play the way he played tonight, man, the Falcons have another decision that they could possibly think about making, and that's releasing Matt Schaub. So I highly doubt it. The Falcons want to make a run to the Super Bowl, and they definitely would need a veteran quarterback. I don't know if I think Matt Ryan will be relatively healthy for the most part, so I don't think that is something to worry about. But you always have to be, have that in the back of your mind that something can happen. And if you look at this report, Orlando Ledbetter pretty much stating that Dan Quinn wasn't pleased with the sloppiness, the penalties, the lack of going after the ball. I just thought these guys, I don't know what it was. They just didn't seem like it. They had it. Whatever it was, they didn't seem like they had it. So tonight, they didn't have it. They didn't have they didn't make a lot of plays on the ball. I mean, the ball came out a couple of times, and they just couldn't find the ball, and the Falcons just didn't have enough. Just all disappointed. I'm just completely disappointed with the offensive side of the ball. But I thought the defense, they played well. But again, man, this is nothing to worry about. I know a lot of people worried about Duke Riley, and I'm just saying to myself, like, people, relax, okay? Seriously, relax. All right. This is preseason. All right. The first game for everyone. Everyone is sloppy. Everyone is trying to get back into shape. Everyone is trying to do that. Duke Riley did not have a full season. Okay. He got injured last year. All right. So he's trying to play himself back into shape. He gets back in shape. Everything will go the way I expect. I expect Duke Riley to make a significant contribution to the Falcons team. Even if he doesn't, the Falcons will cover that linebacker. Like I really believe that these guys, you have a guy like Ron Parker. If something goes where Duke Riley can't play, he could fill in and play the weak side linebacker. So I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The Falcons defense is the deepest they have been in a long freaking time. This is a loaded defense. I mean, you have a lot of players. Foye Olakun as a guy that I thought that definitely played well. Big guy, big fast guy. I really like Foye. Sanat looked damn good. I thought he got, he kind of wore down. I wouldn't say wore down. I mean, you're playing in your first preseason game, and I think he made a lot of plays when he was, in there with Jack Crawford. Those guys made a couple of plays here and now. And one thing that I think that the broadcasters was kind of overreacting a little bit with was the Falcons' run defense. I mean, the defense wasn't bad at all. The offense was just terrible. The defense wasn't bad. The offense was just absolute garbage. Sanat, Foyer, Ortiz definitely made, I believe, I think so too. Ortiz made some good blocks, and I think you can use him in some positions. Like on short yardage, he made some very good, solid plays, blocks. So if you ask me, like I said, I'm not really surprised by the first game, how sloppy it was, and the penalties. For the most part, like I said before, the Falcons had 30. They have 30 rookies. They have 30 rookies on their team. That's a lot. A lot of teams don't carry rookies. They want veterans. They want players with experience. The Falcons don't. They want to teach these players. They want to find gems. So the Falcons, I'm not surprised by it. But, like I said, we have a loaded offense. We didn't see a lot of Matt Ryan. We didn't see Devontae Freeman. You didn't see a lot of Tevin Coleman. You really didn't see a lot of Calvin Ridley, off Austin Hooper. So they didn't call a lot of plays. They really didn't game plan. So from what I saw, these are the three people that stood out to me. I have to say Kurt Benkert, Malik Williams, and DeMonte Casey. And one other guy that two other guys that I really like is Jonathan Celestine, number 46, and Dantes Bird. Dantes Bird, wide receiver. I know you guys have heard about him and his letter that he wrote to his mom, basically stating that he would, he was living his dream. He wanted to make it to the NFL. He made it to the NFL, and I thought it was a pretty good game for him. He definitely made a couple of plays. I'm just so floored by how many athletes that they have at the wide receiver position. They have a lot of depth on that offensive side of the ball. So offensively, you get Matt Ryan the ball with these playmakers and these athletes around him, you're going to score. I thought, even with the basic game plan, I really thought that, I saw a little bit of a change in Steve Sarkisian, not much. But again, this is the first game. They're not going to game plan. They're not going to show, everything that they're going to do in the first game preseason. Because basically you're just trying to get to the second and the third and fourth preseason game without getting anyone hurt. So I'm not surprised by what's going on, and I'm not overreacting by what's going on. But man, I would love to know what you guys think, what you saw, who stood out with you guys. I see a lot of guys are really, really excited about DeMonte Casey. I like DeMonte Casey was he was a highlight of the game for me. I mean, this guy was he was an athlete. All right. He was all over the place. He's like a damn super athlete. He was all over the field. Every time you looked up, DeMonte Casey was right there making plays. So DeMonte Casey, for me, come on, just stop. All right, just stop with the trade Duke Riley. I mean, just every time someone has a bad game, you really don't have to say just trade people. All right, I saw a couple of things, even on Twitter. Let's trade Rico Allen because Demonte Casey had a good game. Like, we don't have to, after one damn game, we want to trade everybody away. We want to get rid of everybody. Just relax, people. Damn. This wasn't the first or second team. These guys won't even be on the team. All right. They won't even make the team. A lot of these guys won't make the team who played tonight. Most of these guys will not play. They will not be on the 53-man roster. So I said this over and over again. If you're looking for something spectacular in the preseason, then maybe this sport is not for you. All right. You're not going to get a lot of spectacular plays in preseason. A lot of these guys are fresh out of high school. They're young. They're just trying to understand the scheme. They're trying to understand and try to get used to the speed of the NFL game, because it's completely different from the college game. These guys are bigger, faster, stronger, smarter. And tonight, in any preseason game, you look at the Dallas Cowboy game, the Giants game. I fell asleep during the damn game. It was that damn boring. So, again, man, like I said before, if you're looking for something spectacular, if you're looking for big plays in the preseason, or maybe you should not be watching in football, because you're not going to see a lot of plays. All right, you're not going to see a lot of plays. You're not going to see a lot of people making big, plays that that stand out. You're not going to see game plan. You're not going to see head coaches going for 4th and 1 on the goal line. You're not going to see, punt returns. You're not going to see a lot of stuff. You're going to see a lot of flags like you saw tonight. I think it was like 18 flags tonight. So people, just stop overreacting when things don't go well. Like I said, I've been on Twitter tonight, man, and it was just, I just had to log off, because I've seen, and if I could find something for you guys, just the crazy tweets, just craziness. It's freaking preseason, people. I've seen crazy stuff. We need to trade Rico Allen. We need to make Demonte Casey the starter now. I'm like, these guys haven't played anyone. They haven't played any of the starters. We're already talking about, after the first preseason game, we're talking about trading away Rico Allen. Demonte Casey had a big game, but it's not like he had a turnover. He was making tackles. That's what you're supposed to do. All right, so I'm very excited about Demonte Casey, but again, this is the first game. I need consistency. I need to see this game in and game out. Do your job well. I need to see turnovers, and the Falcons want to see turnovers. So you're not easily impressed by simple tackles. Coach Quinn, he wants to see a well-rounded game, a well-rounded individual, all right? A well-rounded team. And tonight they was sloppy. But again, the Falcons have 30 rookies on this offensive team. 30 rookies on the team. That's a lot. A lot. That's a lot of freaking work. All right, so, and like I said before, man, I'm in the first couple of games, in the first couple of preseason games, I'm not looking for anything spectacular. I just want to see guys from game to game, see how they react and how they play, bouncing back from the week before. So I want to see if Dejan Sanat is going to play better next week. Is he going to improve? Is he going to get a sack this year? Is he going to continue to get pressure? Is Jack Crawford, can he stay healthy? Can Demonte Casey continue the effort that he played tonight? Can he continue that next week? So I'm not taking anything from this game. Didn't score. I don't care about the score, to be honest. I want to see these guys continue to get better week to week. That's all. That's it. I don't care about the preseason. Just don't get injured. That's all I'm worried about. And here we go. And see, this is I'm reading the comments, man, and all I see is Duke Riley all over the place. I'm just like, people, I just don't get what you guys expect to see from preseason. Maybe you guys can help me understand, but maybe I just don't get it. Maybe I just don't get it. Maybe it's just me. I don't understand what you want to see from the preseason. These are rookies. This is for the rookies, so these guys can just get a taste of what football, the NFL game is about. This is what the NFL preseason is about. All right, so maybe it's just me. I mean, you guys are looking. I'm looking at these beams on here. It's like these people. Oh, it was a mess. It was rough. You know, we need to panic. I'm like, just really, people. And I'm seeing I had no idea. I'm not sure if this is true, but wow. I guess that is T.O. Oh my God. Damn, T.O. was at the game. Well, shit. Well, that stopped me in my tracks. I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Yeah, T.O. at the game. I guess he really does love Julio. He's not trying to, get him to hold out. All right. Maybe he does. But Jesus, man, like I said, I don't understand what you guys want from the preseason game. I just want to see a lot of these who can play without getting injured. A lot of these players, a lot of the backups, a lot of starters just don't want to see anyone go down. Like Darius Geis, guy who was drafted, torn ACL. Kane in the Colts, he's gone. A lot of these guys are injured already in the first preseason game. So I don't want to see this. I just want to see the Falcons get to week 1 so we can play the Eagles and whoop that ass, tap that ass. That's what I want to see. For me, I'm not worried about the preseason at all. But you guys, you can continue to, like I said, to all these haters, man, I don't even want to say they're haters. A lot of people just overreact to every little thing. I mean, it would be nice if the Falcons go 16, 17, or 19-0. They can win every game, win every preseason game. That would be fine, but it's not realistic, okay? I don't give a damn about preseason. I just want to see how these players continue to develop. With these guys, can you put on a practice squad and prevent from another team, getting a hold of these guys? Because, like I said before, if you look at Dan Quinn knows talent when he sees it. When the Falcons cut Rico Allen, they did a good thing. Put this guy on the practice squad. But it's all up to the players. They can continue to improve. They can be picked up. And then another coach in, just look for an opportunity to continue to work hard. And that's why I love Rico Allen for that. He didn't just quit after he got cut. He got better. He improved. He took care of his body. He just didn't cry. Oh, I got cut. I'm just, I'm sad. No, Rico Allen he got healthy. He got a lot bigger. And look now, he's the starting free safety for the Atlanta Falcons after being on a practice squad under Mike Smith. He was on the practice squad. He wasn't even on the 50-man. He wasn't even on the active roster. The practice squad. So a lot of these guys that you saw tonight, these guys could possibly become one of the, contribute for this to the Falcons team, later on this season. Special teams, and continue to get better. Because it's all about depth in the NFL. It's all about depth in the NFL. One guy goes down, someone has to come in and step in. And that's why I love how deep the Falcons defense is. DeMonte Case is a guy who can play safety and he can play cornerback. And we saw what he can do tonight. So I'm so happy. I love what I saw from that Falcons players. I love to see improvement from year to year. DeMonte Casey was fucking amazing. He was amazing, bro. His reading react skill was off the charts tonight. He looked like a man possessed. He looked like he wanted to. He really looked like he wanted to. He wanted that starting position. He really wanted to play. This is what you want to see from players from year to year. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Not everyone improves the way that we want to improve. And what do I mean by that? Duke Riley. I mean, people just, seriously, man. There was a reason why Duke Riley is the starting weak side linebacker. All right. There's a reason why. This man knows what he's doing. For one, the weak side linebacker in the NFL doesn't see a lot of the snaps. It's typically the middle linebacker is your best athlete and the strong side linebacker. And that's Devondre Campbell and Deion Jones. These guys are going to see most of the snaps. So a lot of time you won't see Duke Riley. You will not see Duke Riley in on a lot of plays because now over 60% of the plays in the NFL are in the nickel. 2 linebackers. That's it. Most of the time you're going to have 3 wide receivers. Most of the time you will have 3 wide receivers. So, like I said before, man, I'm just upset about, we didn't score. I'm not. I really love what I saw tonight. I saw the second team. A lot of these second team players are going to be a lot of these. We know that Dan Quinn loves to rotate his defensive line. He loves to rotate his defensive players in and out, give everyone opportunity to play and to keep these guys fresh. And it's all about keeping the starters fresh, keeping Vic Beasley fresh, keeping Tack McKinley, keeping Grady Jarrett fresh. If you keep these guys fresh, 9 times out of 10, the Falcons are going to be okay. And we're looking at a top 10 defense. And from the first couple of series, from the defense, Tack McKinley, Vic Beasley, Grady Jarrett, and Terrell McClain, those guys were collapsing the pocket. I love what I saw from the first team. All right, so I am not down like a lot of people. They're upset. They were bored. Even I saw Falcons fans, okay? These are Falcons fans. They were saying they were bored with the preseason. I mean, I love what I saw. Maybe I'm just a football here. I just love the football. I love what I saw from these guys, man. Tack or Vic, who gets more sacks? I have to say Tack for the simple fact that I think you cannot single Vic Beasley. His first step is just too amazing. You can't do it. And the fact that he plays on the left side rather than the right side, and 9 times out of 10, the right side of the offensive lineman is the second best pass protector. So if I had to give my opinion on that, I think Tack McKinley will lead the team, lead the league. Well, not lead the league, but lead the team in sacks, I have to say Tat McKinley will probably end up because you have to double. You can't leave Vic Beasley one-on-one. All right, so I really think Tat as a complete defensive end, he's definitely going to see a lot of one-on-ones. So you don't want to have Vic Beasley one-on-one with any right tackle. You don't want to see him one-on-one with a left tackle. You're damn sure not going to leave Vic Beasley one-on-one on a right tackle. So I definitely say Vic Beasley, Tat McKinley will probably end up with 10 to 12 sacks. And if Vic Beasley have another 10 sacks season, Vic Beasley, just with his sheer talent alone, he is a candidate for 15 sacks just on his talent alone. He's that special of a pass rusher. But yes, King, I think the Falcons will hold it now. I don't think, and Dan Quinn said earlier tonight, we was talking to DJ Shockley, Corey Wire, who was calling the game on the CW. Really didn't. I don't like listening to the NFL Network because they don't really follow the Falcons like that. I like to hear our own announcers when I can. When we're not listening to NBC and Chris Collinsworth bullshit. I like to hear our own announcers, people that actually follow the Atlanta Falcons, not making up shit. But yes, the Falcons, they weren't trying to, come up with a game plan. They didn't have a plan to run rushing the passer, but they didn't have a game plan to come out and just run. They want to see what these guys could do. How they continue to make these players get better, because this is all about developing players, and you have to put them out there to be able to see what they can do in the situations so you can continue to help build them, see what they can do best. So I'm not surprised by anything, man. I'm just glad to have football back. The Jets, they're the Jets. The Jets, I think it's going to be a terrible year for them. I just don't believe them. I'm another thing. I just was not sold on Sam Darnold. I'm just not. I'm not sold on him. I didn't see anything spectacular. A lot of people were slobbering over him, saying making good throws, but I thought those were just regular throws. I was more surprised. I was more impressed with Kurt Benkert than Sam Darnold. He didn't make a lot of plays. For me, I thought he was average for a quarterback that you got with the third pick in the draft. I just was not sold by Sam Darnold. Nothing that he did tonight said, "Oh my God, he's a star." Nothing. I didn't see anything from Sam Darnold that stood out for me. Everything that I saw Kurt Benkert, a guy that was undrafted. Kurt Benkert did exactly what Sam Darnold did. He didn't make a big, he didn't, get drafted in third, by the third pick like Sam Darnold. But he was just as good with lesser talent than Sam Darnold. So I don't know why they're so caught up on this guy, but I didn't see anything spectacular. I was more impressed. I don't know why his name is escaping me right now, but the number one pick in the draft, Cleveland Browns, the quarterback, I was more impressed with him. Seeing him against the Georgia Bulldogs, I know what to expect, but I was more impressed with him than Sam Darnold. I saw nothing tonight from Sam Darnold that made me say, wow, okay, this guy can command a huddle. Wow, this guy can throw that out. Wow, this guy can, throw the fade route, anticipating, throw those anticipating balls. And what I mean by that is the ball, before a receiver can, turn around, he's already, threw the ball. I didn't see any of that from Sam Darnold. Nothing that he did tonight surprised me. Nothing was like, wow, okay, this guy can be a starter for the next couple of years. Nothing. I'm not sold on him. I think they made a big mistake by drafting this guy. I would have drafted Joe Allen before I just did not see anything spectacular from Sam Darnold. And maybe that'll change, but from what I saw tonight, I just wasn't impressed by it. I was definitely, if you want to talk about quarterbacks for the Jets, I definitely was impressed with Teddy Bridgewater. I thought he did exactly what I expected him to do. He was a veteran, a nice veteran play. He was picking the Atlanta second, third strings apart. Did exactly what I thought he would do. Now, I was impressed by Teddy Bridgewater, but from Sam Darnold, I just wasn't impressed by him. I just don't see anything special from him. And if I were the Jets, I would definitely, if Teddy cannot play, and if why is his name is escaping me right now, but I'm just gonna call him the Cleveland Browns quarterback right now. I don't know why his name is escaping me, but it'll come to me. I definitely wasn't impressed by Sam Darnold tonight. I thought, the Jets definitely wanted to win. They looked like they wanted it a lot more than the Falcons. I think they just win games for the most part, but Falcons Jets game went exactly the way I expected. I'm just not Baker Mayfield. Good God, how the hell can I? I mean, that was a damn good game. Baker Mayfield, that's his name. God. Baker Mayfield, I've definitely sold on him. I think if he can continue to gain confidence, he's already a guy that has tremendous confidence in himself. But one thing that scares me with Baker Mayfield is that he doesn't have an elite arm. I mean, his arm Matt Ryan doesn't have the biggest arm. He has a live arm, but he doesn't have the biggest arm. And Baker Mayfield is a little bit below Matt Ryan, and that scares me. All right, it's not like he doesn't have an arm, and a lot of people compare him to Drew Brees, but Drew Brees has a live arm. Doesn't have the biggest arm, but he has a live arm like Matt Ryan. So Baker Mayfield is a guy that I like so far. I think that Cleveland Browns team, they definitely have a lot of receivers, offensive weapons. Don't know how that's going to translate because they are the Browns. For some reason, I just don't think these guys are going to be that good. I like Njoku. Njoku is a guy, man. I had a third, fourth round grade on him. I thought the Falcons should take a look at him in the third, fourth round. Had they draft a guy, a defensive tackle in the first round, I thought there was a tackle, a tight end, that they should look at just on his sheer speed and athleticism. I really like Njoku. I really like Baker Mayfield for the Browns. And as far as the Giants running back, it's going to be, once he gets hit by a lot of these starters for teams, these running backs, I'm just not sold by a lot of these players that had these big combine numbers. I'm just not sold by these people. Yeah, they didn't. The Falcons just wanted to get the fourth and fifth stringers. Just wanted to get a look at those guys. This was tonight was about. They didn't try to get, Calvin Ridley the ball. They didn't try to get Calvin Ridley what he could do. And I think that was a smart thing to do. You don't want to get you don't want to get Calvin Ridley involved in the offense too early. I'm sorry for me. I don't want to see it right now. I want to see it in the first. I want it to be a surprise. I want it to be a surprise. I don't want to see Calvin Ridley catching touchdowns. I might sound crazy saying this, but I don't want to see Calvin Ridley catching touchdowns right now. I don't give a damn about the preseason. I really don't. I want them to catch teams off guard. What should we expect from Calvin Ridley? What should we expect from this Falcons offense? Is Sarkisian going to call a better game? I want these defensive players. I want these defensive coordinators to be taken off guard for the Falcons. I don't want them to expect. Don't give them anything right now. And if it was me as a head coach, I would definitely give a lot of these second and third stringers as much time they can get right now. Because I do not want to give these guys I don't want to see any of our first and second string players hurt at all. Because like I said, we've already had three major injuries right now. Darius Geis is out for the year, torn ACL. So I don't want to see that. I really don't want to see it. I think the Browns could possibly win 5 games at the most. I just can't give them anything more than 5 games. I think they can definitely win 5 games with the offense that they have. I think they have a lot of talent. But other than that, I can take the Giants. The Giants, but I think I can't take the Browns serious. I just can't. Saquon Barkley, too much hype. Saquon Barkley, just too much hype. I like his explosiveness, but from what I saw, it's so good. It's good from what I saw from Saquon Barkley. But again, like I said before, man, a lot of these players come in all hype, and I just think Saquon Barkley is one of those hyped up players. I just don't see anything special at it. I maybe in the minority, but I just don't see what's the hype with Saquon Barkley. I really don't. Maybe that'll change as time goes on, but right now I just see a guy that has incredible combine numbers. I want to see football players. I don't give a damn about combine numbers. Yeah, the Giants definitely have a lot of freaking running backs. But for the Atlanta Falcons injury list, pretty much went unscathed this year. This game, Falcons didn't have a lot of injuries. This game, I don't think they have it. I think a couple of guys left with stingers and whatnot, but for the most part, the Falcons didn't have any players that were injured. DeMonte Casey for a time or two. I think he got shaking up a neck or something, but it wasn't anything serious. Go 0-4 and 1-3 in preseason for the last 2-3 years. So I'm not, like I said, I really don't care about the preseason. I just want to see how players develop. That's all for me. Yeah, and the Browns went 4-0 last, and they didn't win a game last year. So you guys are so worried about a lot of people not. A lot of people just so upset. We didn't score in the preseason. Who cares, to be honest? Everyone would like to score. You don't want to see any, you don't like to see zeros on the clock, but I'm not. For one, me personally, I don't really care about the preseason. I just want to see guys make it to the regular season without being injured. That's all. Especially Jack Crawford. I think Jack Crawford will definitely provide the Falcons with an extra pass rush off the bench. You're definitely going to need someone in rotation outside of, because you do not have Adrian Claiborne this year, so you're definitely going to need a third and fourth pass rusher, and I think Jack Crawford can definitely be that. King, you got it, bro. You got it. Quinn is smart as hell. He's not going to show his. He definitely not going to show his hand before he has to. No, I'm not even worried about that. Like I said, this guy. If you have any doubts of Dan Quinn, just think about this. And I say this over and over again. I say this a lot. This guy took the Atlanta Falcons team, all right, in 2 years. In 2 years, okay? A team that was ranked 32nd completely transformed that defense. And the next year, they was ranked 15th. In the second year in Super Bowl run, they was ranked 15th. He completely transformed this team. Completely. I think the only one that was left over was Desmond Trufant from the year before. So, like I said before, Desmond Trufant, it was Desmond Trufant and Rocky. Desmond Trufant and Rock. So it wasn't a lot of players that was left over from the Mike Smith regime. But I'm not, man. Like I said, I'm not. David was good, man. I'm not. Seriously, I just don't take a lot of. I really don't care about the preseason. I just want to see guys, see what their guys can showcase their talent, which is all about a showcase. And a lot of teams are paying attention. They have scouts at the Atlanta Falcons team, at the Falcons game from other teams. All right, don't make no mistake about it. Every NFL team has scouts at these preseason games to watch. One of these players get cut, you better believe that they'll end up. And we know that as well. We know that also. I mean, just look at the Tampa Bay. Look at Tampa Bay's entire damn team. It seems like they have a roster full of it, the Falcons players. So they definitely have scouts at their team, and a lot of these NFL players, they're watching, they're waiting. A guy like Bill Belichick, he's waiting for someone to cut a defensive player so he can try to make something out of him. So do not take this for granted. Don't take these for granted, these preseason games. I just don't put a lot of stock in. I don't put a lot of stock in, scoring touchdowns, and I just want to see these guys showcase what they can do. That's what it's about. And when you get in the regular season, then you can game plan and try how to maximize their talent. That's what this is about. Maximizing these talent during the regular season, not the preseason. Yeah, David. I did too. I surprised that Matt Ryan was actually in the game, even played the game. I don't want Matt Ryan in. I don't. I really don't. I don't want Matt Ryan playing. I saw Tevin Coleman. I saw Matt Ryan. I was like, okay, man, just run the ball 3 times and get the hell out of there. Don't want to see them at all. But yes, I don't think they'll play. They may play. I think they probably third. I think the third game they will probably play. I don't think they'll play 1 quarter next week. I think they'll play a couple of series next week, and then the third game I think they will possibly play 1 quarter, the starters, and then the fourth game I think they just they'll sit all the starters for the 4th preseason game. So I don't expect them to play in Matt Ryan. Yeah, but I was definitely excited with the talent that I saw. Again, man, I said this over and over again. There's a difference between preseason and regular season. The preseason, I just want to see what guys are capable of doing. That's what you're looking for. Can this guy, be a pass rusher? Can this guy tackle in the open field? How good of a tackle can he be? Is he better on special teams? Can he, run? Can he be a kick returner? Can he be a punt return? What side of the field he's best on? This is the things that you're watching and you're looking for the season. So when you get in the regular season, you can put these guys in position to maximize their talent. This is what. So it's not about coaches that don't care. Coaches don't care about winning in the preseason. Now, granted, you always want to win. At every time you step on the field, you always want to win. But most of the time, especially right now, you just want to make it to week one. That's what you concentrating on. Offense was, it is what it is, but I'm not surprised. Ito Smith, I like, from what I saw for Ito Smith, I love his athleticism. I think they can definitely, when you got to get a guy who can catch the ball out of the backfield, he's quick. It was kind of tough to see. I think in the next game you will see more of Ito Smith. I think tonight was a lot of the third, fourth, running backs that won't make the team. I think they pretty much got their time to shine tonight. So Ito Smith, I expect him to play the most of the next game, and definitely he will play the rest. Excuse me. He would definitely play the rest of the last two games of the season, 3 and 4. So Ito Smith, I love his athleticism. I think the Falcons definitely have a using highlights on Ito. Definitely has explosiveness. He can kick. He can return some kicks and whatnot. Yeah, and Gunno, I think what I saw from Gunno, he just looked shook tonight. I mean, he didn't use his size. He was sloppy, and he just looked scared. I mean, every time I looked up, he was getting beat, pushed back, and for a guy that is 6'4", 6'5", 320 pounds, there's no way you should be getting pushed back by a guy that's, 240. There's no way you should be in there. So I think the next game for Gunno and a lot of these players should be a lot better for them. But Gunno is a guy, I think he, in time, they could do some things with him, but tonight he was bad tonight. He was awful tonight. Austin Pasteur, I'm not sure if I'm saying the name right, but Austin Pasteur, another guy, they kind of settled in as they got in the rhythm in the second half, but these guys did not pass. They did not block well at all. They were pretty freaking bad. All right, they were pretty damn bad. Oliver did play, but he didn't play much as in the secondary. He played, but it was more in the slot. He didn't play in the outside. I think the Falcons are trying, like I said before, when you get in the preseason, you're trying to figure out what you can do and what this player does best. What side of the field does he play? Does Oliver play better in the slot? Does he play better on the right side or the left side of the field. So these are the things that the Falcons were doing with Oliver this game, in the first game. See where he plays best. So he did play, but a lot of guys, they were just trying to figure out what's the best way to feature Isaiah Oliver. He even had a Isaiah Oliver even return kicks, and I was kind of puzzled by that because he's not, for me. I don't know, and I haven't seen a lot of his film as a returner, but he was even a returner tonight. That was kind of strange for me, so I'm surprised by that. I think Ito Smith definitely should be the returner. Calvin Ridley, at some point, he will probably see some time as a returner. You just have to get this guy the ball in his hand. All right, Calvin Ridley is special with the ball in his hand. He's fast, quick. The guy can do some things. So I think in time, he definitely will. Ito Smith will definitely be a returner. Calvin Ridley be a returner. But like I said before, man, I don't expect Falcons to not utilize Calvin Ridley. Tonight, they just, like I said before, they just wanted to get out there without being injured. That's kind of what I got from this game. They didn't game plan. They didn't conservative effort to get a lot of the playmakers the ball in their hand, particularly Calvin Ridley. I don't even know if they even threw the damn ball to Calvin Ridley. I mean, you have to see past this. See past the score 17-0. Yeah, it was 17-0, but the Falcons just trying to make it out without getting injured. That's what it's about. That's why I was so against Julio even coming to training camp. For me, I didn't give a damn if Julio came to training camp. I don't want him getting hurt in training camp. I don't want anybody getting hurt in, preseason. But I think Ito Smith, he has that straight line speed with a little foot quickness. He can definitely be a returner. I think the Falcons will try to see what they can do with him. Yeah, I don't want to see Oliver return the kick. He just looked awkward back there. I don't know what they've seen in training camp. Maybe they know more than I do, but I just didn't see. I don't want to see Isaiah Oliver return the kicks at all. He just looked really awkward. Oh my God, man, you went way back. Jason Sehorn, I completely forgot about him. I forgot to hear he was even alive. Jason, he's Seaborn. Man, you went way back, Dave. This man said Jason Sehorn, old Giants cornerback. That's a good one. Yeah, yeah. I don't want. I definitely don't want Isaiah Oliver back there returning kicks. He looked awkward. I mean, he was fair catching every freaking thing. So that was one of the reasons why I thought, why the hell you even got it back there if you're just gonna fair catch every damn thing. So he was obviously, kind of out of place as a returner. So don't do that again, Falcons. Don't put Isaiah Oliver at return again. Don't do it. I'd rather have Marvin Hall back there, Reggie Davis, one of those guys, than Isaiah Oliver. But tonight, man, what I took out of this game tonight, I'm just glad that football is back. I got to see the offensive side of the ball. I see a lot of potential. I think the Falcons really need to pay close attention to Dontrez Bird, um, Malik Williams. I thought Brandon Fusco, he played pretty well. Anytime you have a guard, he's pretty quiet. It's always a good sign. So Brandon Fusco he didn't have a lot of penalties. You didn't hear his name a lot, and that's always a good sign when you don't hear things from your offensive lineman. I think Ricky Ortiz will probably be the starting fullback for the Falcons. I love the block that he laid tonight. Had a couple blocks. I really like that. Esteem, Richard Lewis. I thought those guys played excellent tonight, and without a doubt, DeMonte Casey. Who do you think? What do you think about Edo Smith, Marvin Hall? And we didn't see Russell Gage. That's another guy. I didn't see Russell Gage. I thought he would have opportunity to return kick. So we may see him next week. If I'm not mistaken, I think next week the Falcons. I think next week is the full cut, the first full cut. If I'm not mistaken, they may have done away with it, but I think the next week that's the first full cut. The first cut for preseason. But Marvin Hall, Edo Smith, I'm always just afraid of Marvin Hall's hands. I just don't trust his hands. He has excellent speed and quickness, but the boy can't catch worth a crap. Marvin Hall can't catch worth a crap. I think Edo Smith, in his first return tonight, I thought he looked real. He's one of those guys that has straight line speed. Anytime you have a returner, you don't want guys back there dancing and whatnot. And I always refer back, when you're looking for a returner, you want guys like Devin Hester. Not so much fast speed, but Devin Hester was one of those guys who had quick feet, but he knew when to turn upfield. All right. He's a perfect guy for a returner. So you want guys like Devin Hester who has straight line speed and foot quickness. And I think Edo Smith definitely has straight line speed, and he definitely has the foot quickness. So I like him as a returner. I want to see more out of him as a runner to see if he is a candidate to take over for the third or possibly the second running back position, because I don't think the Falcons could keep Tevin Coleman. As much as I love him, I just don't think, especially with the sign of Rico Allen, I just don't see how the Falcons can sign Tevin Coleman. I just don't see it. And see, that's the key thing, David, with Brandon Fusco. And he knows the scheme. And the fact that Kyle Shanahan did not want this guy, he did not want this guy as his starter. Actually benched him. But he played so well in Shanahan's scheme, they eventually won him over. And he was the starting right guard for him. So Brandon Fusco definitely plays well in this system. And like I said before, he gets off the block well. He's an excellent run blocker. He's an excellent run blocker. And anytime your offensive lineman, you don't hear a lot from your offensive lineman. You don't hear any penalties. He's not getting penalties. He's doing a damn good job. So I like that Brandon Fusco was quiet. I love that Wes Schweitzer was quiet. And I just want to see guys continue to improve as a pass blocker. But yes, I think next week, what I expect from the Atlanta Falcons, I expect to see more out of DJ Sinat as a pass. He will see more time. Russell Gage, Edo Smith will see more time. I think the Falcons will use Calvin Ridley a little bit more. So I like what I see, man. I really like what I see from the Atlanta Falcons. They have a lot of players that has a lot of potential. You continue to build on these guys, continue to teach these guys how to play the proper way, and the Falcons have a damn good roster. Well, they released him because it's Kyle Shanahan. That's Kyle Shanahan likes his players. I mean, I forgot what the receiver was. But it was 85 for the Falcons in his first year with the Falcons. The tall receiver. Shanahan just like his guys. That's it. He's just a stubborn piece of crap. And he's going, I mean, he paid $21 million to a damn fullback. That's the type of crap that Shanahan likes to do. He likes what he likes, what he likes. And to be honest, if I were the 49ers, I would not be too high on Kyle Shanahan because of his ego. He just think he can make anyone a football player. Just don't like him. I just don't like him. He's an excellent coach, offensive-minded coach. But his ego is just humongous. But Fourier, I think he's physical. I think he reminds me, Fourier Olakun. I think he is definitely a guy that you can watch out for. Definitely, he will. Would definitely challenge Duke Riley for that weak side linebacker. I think the Falcons will try to see if they can put Ron Parker, the safety, at linebacker. So that's another thing to watch out for. Ron Parker at linebacker. Add more depth to the Falcon team. Yeah. And David, yeah, you said it before, man. Yes, and you definitely need more. And Jack Crawford is another guy who can play tackle as well. Jack Crawford is another guy who can play inside and outside. He can play defensive end. So the Falcons, they have so many tackles. They have so many players who can rush the passer. Devondre Campbell is another guy who was trained. Okay, he was trained by the great Chuck Smith how to be a pass rusher. So he knows how. He can definitely fill in also. The Falcons have a lot of players. They have a lot of players. They can do a lot of things. This team is just so scary defensive. They have so much talent on this team. It's crazy. They just have to put everything together. I like what I saw from Shelby tonight also. He was definitely getting a lot of penetration. Brooks Reed is Brooks Reed. He's just a solid player. One of those players you just have to have on your team. And Takk McKinley. Takk McKinley is going to cause a lot of trouble for people this year. For two reasons. He talks a lot of crap. Takk McKinley talks a lot of crap. And offensive linemen don't like to run. All right. They don't like to run. Takk is one of those guys that never stops moving. He never stops moving. He's always on the run. He's 5-10 yards down the field. Offensive linemen don't like to chase. They don't. So he's going to cause a lot of problems for the offensive linemen. And like you said, David, this Falcons defensive line rotation, these guys stay healthy, man, it's going to cause a lot of problems for teams. Beasley at any time can put up 4 or 5 in a game. Tack McKinley has the potential to be damn good for himself. Grady Jarrett, Shelby, Brooks Reed, Terrell McClain, Sanat, Jack Crawford. Man, this Falcons team could be definitely, they definitely can be dangerous. Just have to stay healthy. That's all about it, man. That's the thing about it. You just have to stay healthy. Falcon team just have to stay healthy. I think Courtney Upshaw, I think at some point, as we get closer to the season, we still have a guy like Hankins that's still available. That's something that Falcons, if things don't work out, if they have a little bit of extra money, which I don't think they will have this year. Just don't know if they have extra money this year. Because they still have to pay Grady Jarrett. That's about the last person they have to pay, Grady Jarrett. They have to pay Grady Jarrett. Courtney Upshaw is a guy that he knows the system, and you can bring him in to be another pass rusher, a defensive tackle. I really like him. But the Falcons, like I said, like you said, David, before, man, I've said this over and over again. This is probably one of the deepest defensive lines the Falcons have ever had since I've been a fan. All right. I've been a fan pretty much all my life. This is the deepest defensive line I have ever seen the Falcons. Deepest. And that goes back before, the days of Travis Hall, Chuck Smith, Lester Archambault, Shane Dronette, those guys. All right, this defensive line they are loaded. I haven't seen a team like this in a long time. Defensive line like this in a long time. But I will be doing a recap of the Atlanta Falcons preseason games, all the games, at the end of every game. I'll be doing a live after every game this year. But let me know what you guys think, man. Leave your comments in below. What you guys thought about the game tonight. And I'm gone, man. Peace. Out it. Appreciate everybody again, man. Appreciate everybody subscribing to the channel, participating in the live feed. But I've talked my ass off. I've talked my ass off, man. That's what happened when you talking Falcons football, man. You just get so carried away. Just tonight was just so freaking exciting. I'm just so happy to see Falcons football back. Finally get to see some football. And not enough, not anymore of that weak, touchy-feely, crybaby ass basketball. I want to see some football. And another thing that I want to talk about before, one more thing, this is it. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. I really hope to God, I pray to God that they don't enforce these silly helmet to helmet. I don't know what they're gonna do. It's so questionable with these penalties. Yeah, they really need to relax. But these helmet to helmet, these penalties, the personal fouls, players can't hit, they can't lead with the head. I just don't know how this is gonna pay out for the regular season. But other than that, man,
I hope they don't ruin the game by I just don't hope they don't ruin the game by calling these crazy penalties. Because if they do, it's going to be a long season in the NFL. I understand you want to play a safety, but at the end of the day, it's definitely a physical game. And I don't even want to get started on the NFL, the national anthem. We already see that crap is not going anywhere. So we just going to have to deal with that. I'm not surprised by it. But again, man, I appreciate everybody getting involved tonight with the live feed. First game NFL season for the Atlanta Falcons. And I still think we're going 11-5, 12-4. David King, I am Sack Man. All you guys, man, I really appreciate it. Peace out, baby. Oh yeah, bring 13-3. Bring back Cap. I wouldn't mind that. After what I saw from Matt Sharp tonight, I wouldn't mind bringing in Kaepernick. To be honest, he was pretty bad. Hopefully, he doesn't play like this in the second game. But Matt Sharp was pretty bad tonight. Appreciate it. I'll see y'all later, man. I'm out, man. Peace.